Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shannon and this is Shannon's Book Nook. And today we're going to talk about all the books that I want to read in December. There are quite a few. Let's get into it. So let's start with the books that I have to read. I have two parts. The first one is I have to read it because it's part of a challenge. And this works out perfectly because I needed a book that was set in the same place as a previous book that I had read the month before. And so I'm going to read Tide and Punishment by Bree Baker, which is book 3 of the Seaside Cafe mystery, which I've actually been really having a really good time with it. It's a cozy mystery. And it also works out perfectly because it's a Christmas, it's set during Christmas time. So it says, no one dreams of a killer Christmas. It's Christmas time in let me try that again. It's Christmas time in Charm, North Carolina, and while Everly Swan would prefer to focus on decorating her iced tea shop for its first holiday season, Great Aunt Fran has decided to run for mayor against her longtime nemesis. But when the other candidate turns up dead just before the first scheduled debate, all eyes turn to Fran as a suspect with the most obvious motive. Everly knows her sweet elderly Aunt Fran couldn't have murdered anyone, but as she struggles to find the real killer, it begins to seem like this may be the last Merry Christmas her family may ever have. That makes me sad. But I am so excited to continue with this series because I do love it so much. Like I said, this is book 3 though. The next set of must-reads are arcs that I've had. Some are ones that I've gotten this year and some I caught last year. So I really need to get these arcs read. They're going to be like top priority, but they're all holiday arcs. And I'm probably going to get burnt out really quickly. So the first one I'm going to talk about is My Favorite Holiday by Lauren Blakely. This was sent to me by the publisher Atria. And it says, a spicy holiday romance from #1 New York Times bestselling author Lauren Blakely that follows a fiery designer whose pretend romance with her charming billionaire boss starts to feel all too real. I believe that, yeah, fake dating, single dad, a Christmas wedding extravaganza, plus mistletoe shenanigans. This book doesn't miss. So I'm super excited to read My Favorite Holiday. The next book that I have on my ARC must read is The Naughty or Nice Clause by Kate Callaghan. It says, being naughty has never been so nice. When Lila's father retired as CEO of the toy company, which has been in their family for generations, she was meant to receive his shares. Instead, she discovers the company is bankrupt and her father has given her shares to Mason Claus, an investor known in the corporate world for his cold and callous nature. Much to Lila's frustration, her only option is to run the company with him, despite their evident loathing of one another. When Mason cancels the annual Christmas party, Lila throws it anyway, only for the event of the season to result in a terrible fire. With the offices and Lila's credibility ruined, Mason offers her a deal. He'll forget her part in the disaster, but she must join his family for the 12 days of their Christmas holidays. And it keeps going, but I'm going to stop reading there, okay? I have 2 more arcs that I need to talk about. I have 'Tis the Season for Secrets by Kate Callaghan again. This is book 2 in the series, and it says, gifted an old family chest, aspiring editor Juliet Frost stumbles upon closely guarded family secrets, and her tranquil holiday season transforms into a whimsical circus of revelations. For starters, how is she supposed to process the fact that she is the outcome of a forbidden love affair, let alone that she has connections to some kind of magical Christmas village called Yule? To complicate matters, the mysterious Will Duncan, whom she never thought she'd see again after a night of passion, reappears with the answers she seeks about her past. It swiftly becomes clear that he has plenty of secrets of his own. Is this chance meeting fate or the result of a carefully laid plot? Juliet will have to battle her heart and head to discover who she is and where she truly belongs. So this is, yes, it says, while Julia and Will's story can be enjoyed as a standalone, it is recommended to read the Naughty or Nice Clause first to avoid spoilers. So I'm glad I read that part because I need to read the Naughty or Nice Clause first and then read this one for sure. The last holiday arc that I need to talk about is Yours for the Season by Emily Stone. So I'm not going to read the entire synopsis because it is rather long. and I am quickly losing my voice. Could a fake relationship with your ex over Christmas in Scotland be the perfect opportunity for revenge or a second chance at love? One woman is about to find out in this charming holiday romance from the author of Always in December and A Winter Wish. So Melanie has not had a good year. Things are definitely not going as planned in her work life. Her best friend has moved to the other side of the world, and her favorite bagel shop is closing down. But the real reason this year has been awful is because Finn, the man who she was sure was the love of her life, dumped her in front of everyone at her sister's engagement party. So when Finn shows up at her doorstep 2 weeks before Christmas asking if she'll help him, her first instinct is to slam the door in his face or punch him. But he has a proposal for her, and I'm going to stop there. The fact that this is going to be set in Scotland during Christmas, love. Already enjoying that part, so I can't wait to get to yours for this season. Then I have 4 books that I've kind of already talked about in a previous video, so I'm not going to talk about them too much. You can always check out my 25 and 2025 video where I go in more depth about these books. But these are the 4 books that I have remaining on my 25 and 2025 list. I feel like I've done pretty good. I've gotten 21 of the books either read or a couple of them were actually DNFs. But I have 4 left, which this first one is going to be very out of season if I read it in December, just because it feels like I should have read this during spooky season and I just never got around to it. But that's going to be The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I've heard great things about this one. I still want to read it, but I might just end up saving it for next spooky season because I just feel like it's going to be out of place in December. Another book on my 25 and 2025 that I still need to read is Pucking Around by Emily Rath. I haven't gotten to this one because she's a chunky one. And I know she's, it's also a Why Choose hockey romance. Hockey, ice, cold. I know I don't watch a lot of hockey, so I have no idea when the hockey season is. But to me, it feels like it's a good time to read it. And then I have Ace of Spades by Farida. And I'm always going to mess up this last name. I've tried so many times to pronounce it correctly and I feel like I butcher it every time, so I'm so sorry. I will keep practicing. I haven't heard a lot about this one. I mean, I know it's been on a lot of people's lists. I don't know if it's a trash or treasure, but we'll find out how I like it. And the last one is House of Beating Wings by Olivia Wildenstein. This is book 1 in a romantasy series that I just kind of bought on a whim because of this picture. So yeah, I found it at Half Price Books, loved the sprayed edges, opened it up, saw that picture and said, say less. All right, I have a few more on my December TBR, and these are ones that I kind of just hope I'll get to. They are more holiday romances. But like I said, if I'm prioritizing those arcs, by the time I get to these, I'm probably going to be burnt out from holiday romances, but we'll see. The first one I want to talk about is The Christmas Tree Farm by Lori Gilmore. It's a small town, spicy, festive romance. This is set in the Dream Harbor. This is book 3. And it says, Kira North hates Christmas, which is unfortunate since she just bought a Christmas tree farm in a town that's too cute for its own good. Bennett Ellis is on vacation in Dream Harbor, trying to take a break from both his life and his constant desire to always fix things. But somehow fate finds Ben trapped by a blanket of snow at Kira's farm. And despite her grinchiest first impressions, with the glow of the fairy lights twinkling in the trees, excuse me, and the promise of a warming hot chocolate, maybe, just maybe, these 2 lost souls will have a Christmas they'll remember forever. Sounds super cute. A lot of the books in the Dream Harbor series are just cozy romances, so I am excited to read this one. The other one that I have to talk about, I'm sorry, is The Naughty, the Nice, and the Nanny by Wyla Nash. Now this book, if you've been here for a while and you've been seeing my TBRs for around the Christmas time, this has been on my TBR once or twice before. And I don't know why I don't ever get to it because it's super short. I don't know. And it's a single dad nanny romance. We know I'm in my single dad era right now, so maybe this is the year for it. So 1 week with one little girl, an angel, according to my staffing agency. Acting as a short-term nanny for a single dad should have been an easy way to make some extra cash. Until I show up for my first day and face off with a demon disguised as a 7-year-old girl wearing a red tutu and matching glitter slippers. Oh, and her father, my temporary boss, Maddox Holiday. The same Maddox Holiday I crushed on in high school. The same Maddox Holiday who didn't even know I existed. And the same Maddox Holiday who hasn't set foot in Montana for years because he's been too busy running his billionaire empire. Enduring 7 days is going to feel like scaling the Himalayas in 6-inch heels. Toss in the Holiday family's annual soiree, and Christmas Eve nightmares really do come true. But I can do anything for a week, especially for this paycheck, even if it means wrangling the naughty, impressing the nice, and playing the nanny. That sounds super cute. I can't wait to get to this one. I am determined to get to this one. Then I have Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal by Megan Quinn. This is book 2 in the How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. I read the first book last Christmas and loved it so much, had such a good time with it. Megan Quinn always brings the comedy and the romance in the rom-com genre. So it says, nothing says I love you like trespassing, public humiliation, and a town-wide Christmas spectacle to win your crush back. Atlas Maxheimer did not sign up for this. 1 minute, he's anxiously trying to keep his family's Christmas tree farm from imploding. The next, he's passed out in the snow after getting clocked by a suspiciously strong bottle of soda. Enter Betty, new in town, full of holiday cheer, and helping her uncle open a rival tree farm next door. Max is convinced she's out to destroy everything Evergreen Farm stands for. Betty thinks Max might be one sleigh short of a winter parade. Cue the winter chaos. Between blizzards, blown reputations, wildly misguided romantic plots, and one stolen ornament with a seriously tragic backstory, this small town war turns into something far messier and much more delicious than either of them expected. I hope I can get to this one. I really do, because when I saw that she was coming out with another book, I was like, I gotta read that one. I have one more, and that's going to be He Sees You When You're Sleeping by Alta Hensley. Now, this is a dark romance, I do believe. It is also a holiday romance. So let's see what it's about. Why choose between naughty or nice in this steamy, suspenseful, Christmas-themed stalker romance that's perfect for dark romance readers seeking a spicy, festive read? It's the night before Christmas, and I'm alone in the house. Popular jewelry influencer Chloe Hallman is steeling herself to spend another holiday on her own. Instead, she finds herself drawn to 2 different guys, a smoldering hot fan of her secret, seductive online persona, and a sexy fireman named Jack who looks out for her in her NYC neighborhood. She has no idea that I know her better than she knows herself. Her deepest secrets, her darkest desires. She's careful, but I've been watching, never leaving footprints in the snow outside her home. Jack was the first responder to the accident that stole a beautiful young woman's family 2 Christmases ago, and he's been quietly guarding her ever since. When Jack uncovers Chloe's secret account, his obsession only grows. Both he and Chloe are drawn to the darkness that mirrors their own. She's my Christmas wish come true, and I'm hers. She just doesn't know it yet. Will Chloe's Christmas be a tale of fiery passion or a dangerous game with a man whose love knows no bounds? This is definitely a dark romance. Be sure to check those trigger warnings before beginning this book. It sounds like it was almost giving me little hints of like Lights Out with the public person, like the public or the account, it sounds like she has like an OnlyFans account. But that's kind of what it was reminding me of. So I cannot wait to try to get to these last 4 holiday reads that have recently come out, except for the naughty nanny one. So there you have it. Those are the 14 books that I am hoping to read in December. We'll see how that goes, because we know my Libby holds like to come in and throw a wrench in my plan, and I've not read 14 books in 1 month in quite a while, so we'll see what happens. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to. And down in the comments, if you want to let me know that you were here, leave me a comment of a book that you were hoping to get to in December. If you just want to let me know that you were here, leave me a snowflake emoji, and I will see you next time. Bye.